Welcome, guys. We are back. I did start the stream early, about an hour ago, because I completely forgot, brain fade, that we were actually starting at 11 p.m. instead of 10 p.m. my time. That is. So yeah, we are back now. I'm ready. Hi, Retum. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Let's do this. Here we go. Yes. Yeah, I did that by accident. I'm still used to the previous schedule, unfortunately, so my brain needs some time to adapt. And yeah, we are going to be going straight into Flamengo versus Bayern Munich. Let's actually have a look at the lineups here while you guys, drop your score predictions if you haven't already, of course. In the previous stream, most of us picked 3-1. So, for Flamengo, the goalkeeper is Rossi, Sandro Pereira, Ortiz, and Wesley are all the defense there. Wesley, big one to watch in the defense. Jorginho and Polga are the midfield. I'm changing jerseys like Zlatan. Yeah, I've got a huge, not huge, it's like kind of medium size jersey collection. So yeah, I like just switching them up, being any jerseys. Was a football fan, of course. Arojo, Dera, Sketa, and Gerson are the forwards. And of course, we have leading the line, Plata. And it looks like that Bayern will be kicking off for us. Hi, Habisfaction. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Now, for Bayern's lineup, it looks like that Manuel Neuer will be the goalkeeper. Kickoff has just occurred as well. Lamer, Upamecano, Jonathan Tah, and Stanisic are the defense. Joshua Kimmich and Goretzka are the midfields there. They're going to be, of course, DMAMs that we like to see in Bayern's lineup. We have Mikel Elise, Nabry, and Koeman as the forwards, and of course Harry Kane as the striker. Very surprised not to see Musiala. I mean, I did think he was back, but it looks like maybe he's not from injury. So, and also very surprised Thomas Müller didn't start. So, yeah, it looks like that Thomas Müller might be coming off as a super sub more so for Nabry. Nabry's not bad. I'm really surprised. I thought Musiala was better, but no, it seems like he's not. Though he doesn't have a listed injury here, which is kind of weird. But yeah, big ones to watch for Flamengo. Of course, that will be Wesley. He's very good. He's on the Brazil national team. He's been promoted up. Of course, he is only 21 years old as the right back. He can also play right centre back. So really, he is going to be versatile for Flamengo on defence. Gerson's another one to watch. He's been linked with some bigger clubs. I think he's been linked with, Man U. He was linked as well with, Aston Villa. I could literally be a commentator. Thank you so much, Retum. Yeah, I would love to maybe, for future games, be a future commentator. FIFA, just saying. But yeah, Gerson, another one that's really, one to watch there. Dara Sketa, he's been very good in this tournament as well. So 3 key players there. Of course, Jorginho, you can't leave him out really. But yeah, the 3 more key players, Dara Sketa, Gerson, and Wesley. For Bayern München, we have Manuel Neuer, of course, as the one to watch there. Bayern actually have a corner right now. Joshua Kimmich, and of course, Olise, all the ones I would say to watch. And Jonathan Tah maybe on defense. He's so good in defense. We get Joe Bellingham versus Jude Bellingham in the quarters. Yes, the Jay Bellingham versus the Jay Bellingham, which would be insane, to watch. Oh, very close there. Flamengo just punched that one away. Bayern already looking like they want this one to be going in here. The referee's actually called to remove the balloon from the field. Are the moderators real? Streamlabs moderator? No, but there is another moderator who's not here at the moment. And of course, my brother's also another moderator, so yeah, but he's not here again as well. We need to avoid weather delay in this game. Yeah, for sure. If I really want to do a dog walk, I really want to do it bad because I haven't done one in like 3 days or so. So I need to get it done, and hopefully the weather delay doesn't occur. Okay, drop ball there for Bayern. A bit of a disadvantage, really, because Flamengo have now restructured there. Michael Oliver is going to be the referee for this game, so he's been on pretty good form, I gotta say, Michael Oliver, in terms of refereeing for this tournament, surprisingly. Anthony Taylor, not much so. So those 2 Premier League referees, very different story for each one. Here's Kingsley Coman, who's in the box, and it's just, cleared away, nice and easy. Bro, create a good video. Why don't you like a... Wait, what do you mean? Why don't I like a clean video? Huh? Wait, what are you talking about, Retum? Just clarify for me, please. But this is now going to be Jorginho with the ball. And it passes over there. Nice and easy. Gerson is open and receives it. That's a nice back heel from him, but it is just tidied up nicely by Jonathan Tah. And now it's going to be Stanisic on the left side. Yo, Issa, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. for like a good thumbnail, full Mr. Beast style. Well, I'm not trying to be Mr. Beast, so I'm just trying to be myself. Yeah, I don't like copying people, so yeah, I'm just doing my own thing, you know. And yeah, I like live streaming more than videos. I do not really like making videos. I do like live streams though a lot. And there's a shot from long range by, looks like Kimi. It's going to be a corner, I think. Yeah, he's going to take this corner too. So Kimi is the one to watch here. W's in the chat, guys. I do think Bayern can get this one done. They've been so far the bigger side in terms of attack in this game. You're going to Medina tomorrow. Yes, I can't wait for you to tell me how it is because I haven't been there before. And I would love to. There we go. Fixed. Stupid mic. This one is coming. It's very close to getting this one done, but yeah, I hate this mic absolutely. It's insanely annoying. Yeah, but yeah, if you go to Medina, do let me know how it goes, Issa, because I'd love to know, of course. That makes you viral more like I order Atos from Amazon. No, I don't mind if I don't go like that viral in terms like that. I just like to do my stuff, you know. Be myself, not just be part of the trend. You have to be a trend setter, not a trend follower like a sheep, you know. Albake nerfed their food. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've heard so much stuff about it. I mean, Albake was decent. Maybe it's just where you are. Albake for me was actually pretty decent. But yeah, there's a goal. Bayern score. It's 1-0. There we go. And it's going to be... Did Kimi score from the goal? From the corner, sorry? I think it's Olympiaco. Or it must be an own goal, I think. It's an own goal. But it's like almost an Olympiaco there from Joshua Kimi. We saw one from Bayern before. Elise, you know, scoring. But then, of course, it was denied. Oh, it was Goretzka. I did not see that. I did not know that Goretzka scored that one. That was surprising. Did not expect that. Let's have a look here. So, Kimmich just crosses this in. And then, yeah, it's actually an own goal. It looks like a little bit more. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's an own goal. Yeah, own goal for sure. Flamengo unlucky there. It is going to be 1-0 for Bayern in this game. Own goal. Let's see who that was. I think that was Polga, yes. The one in Maka is the original one, but it wasn't that nice compared to the one I had a couple of years ago at KSC. Yeah, the ones here were, like, you know, decent, but, of course, you know, it might be different everywhere. It just depends on the chain restaurant you went to. This is now going to be Gerson with the ball. Actually, brilliant pass from him. Just finding inside the box here. Plata crosses it back, and there's a miss. Going to be a goal kick for Manuel Neuer. And Manuel Neuer is, of course, the better goalkeeper in this, you know, fixture here. Manuel Neuer, one of the best. What do you mean, Retum? You know, we're just doing our thing, you know. Just be myself, of course. That is the most important thing, guys. Just be yourselves, always. I do think that is the most important. Smash like for being yourself. And this is now back to the Flamengo defense here. It's going to be Rossi. And he's now passing over to Pereira. And Sandro is open, but he chooses to pass into the middle of the park. Almost intercepted there. And it is won by the defense there. Stanisic for Bayern. Now it's back to Jonathan Tah. Upamecano. And now back to Manuel Neuer. Just trying to really hold on to some possession here, Bayern. And the stats as it displayed here is 54% possession to Flamengo and 46% possession to Bayern Munich. Definitely, Flamengo, I'm surprised, have a little bit more possession. I didn't think that would be the case. But, yeah, Bayern do need to, you know, get up there in terms of possessional sense. Messi lost all his aura today. Yeah, I mean, he did lose pretty bad, you know, 4-0. But I do think that Inter Miami, you know, needs some players in terms of, you know, better quality for the midfield and stuff. Going for the riskier bet, taking under 5.5 goals on DraftKings, your riskiest bet up to date. Well, hopefully you win there, Patrick. I'm sure you'll get this one because so far I don't think you've really had much of a bad one in these streams, at least I've heard. So this is going to be Neuer now. But yeah, Inter Miami definitely need, you know, some more youth talent in terms of quality youth talent. Maybe one more player in their prime. I would say need a player in their prime just to link up, especially that I feel like it might need to be in the defense, like a right centre-back in their prime. Then you bring in, some youth midfield, get them trained up nice and good, and then it should allow for better transitions into the forward line. Oh, yes, you bet on McLaren. Yes, I do remember Retton. Well, that was insane as well, bro, because they came first and second. So that's pretty crazy. Olise, dud, left by Gnabry. That was not great. And it's going to be Flamengo giving the ball away. Harry Kane with a chance. Come on, take the shot, Harry. You do, and it's a goal. It's 2-0. Harold scores. What a goal from Harold. Love to see it. Come on, do the Sally. Yes, of course you do the Sally. Like that. Go dig under there, Harold. And it's going to be Vincent Kompany winning 2-0. And, I really did expect this game to be a close one. I thought it was going to be a 3-1-er, but it looks like that Bayern are taking no remorse here, kind of like the City side that we saw against Juventus. This is going to be a goal fest for Bayern, it looks like. Yeah, game over. So it will be, of course, Bayern Munich versus PSG in the quarters. I mean, not taking Flamengo out of it just yet, but I do think it is game over here. It just seems like Bayern are so much better in terms of attacking quality, winning the ball. Yeah, I know. I didn't think it was going to be a loss. I thought it was going to be a close one, though. I thought it was going to be close, like Bayern 2-1, 3-1. But yeah, this is a crazy one. Yeah, it deflects off, I think, there. Let's have a look from Harold. Yeah, just a deflection. Confuses the goalkeeper. I still think it's a goal for Harry Kane, not own goal there. Imagine putting all the good teams on the one side of the draw. Yeah, I mean, that's a little bit weird how, you got PSG, you got Bayern, you got Flamengo, Real Madrid, Juventus, Dortmund, and Montreal on one side. And then you got, City with, a failed Inter, Fluminense, Hilal, who don't have a striker, Palmeiras, who, they drew with Inter Miami. They weren't that great in the group stage, to be honest. And then you got Chelsea. Chelsea probably the only competitor, really, for City in this side of the draw, the left side. On the right side, it's going to be a goal fest, though, like in terms of, these big sides colliding here. Still early, and Flamengo can come back. Yeah, for sure. Flamengo show that quality to come back. They did it against Chelsea. We could see it here again. Flamengo are not shy to scoring goals. It is only 10 minutes in, so Bayern have to get, a real heap on here to, retain the victory at the moment. There we go, and that is just going to be cleared out. It's going to be a throw in for Bayern Munich. Rossi just kicks it straight out of the park there. Yeah, I know, minus 5.5. It seems like there might be more goals in this one, unfortunately, Patrick, for you. That was Harry Kane's 40th goal of this season. Kylian, of course, will be playing coming up. He'll be playing on the 1st of July at 10 p.m. my time. I don't know what time that is for you guys, but he'll be playing against Juventus. Would love to see Kylian back in action, especially, with this new Real Madrid side. Trent, Kylian link up. We haven't seen it yet, That's going to be a real interesting one. And, of course, Vinny coming back on form, my guy Vinny. So, can't wait to see that one. Also, Vinny, can you just stand up? Okay, you can just... Okay. So Vinny doesn't want to stand up there. Neuer now passing out to Goretzka. Stanisic. If Bayern get 4 up, I think they will turn it down anyways. Yeah, I think if Bayern go 4-0 up, it's going to be finished for Flamengo. And Juve is cooked. Yeah, Juve with this current Real Madrid side, the form that they're on from those last 2 games, does look like Real Madrid are going to be cooking in that one. Juventus coming off a bad form. Might not be so great, especially how their coach was lining up that previous game against the side such as City, lining it up that week. And it's going to be passed back to Manuel Neuer. Smash like for football, though, guys. And this is Manuel Neuer. Let's see what he does. He passes over to Jonathan Tah. Stanisic. Back to Tah. And Tah just wins a goal kick there. Nice and easy off Der Sketa. Gianni Infantino is in attendance for this one. You hedge your total goals, minus 5.5 bet by placing 2 new bets that Bayern to win and Bayern to advance to the next round. Okay, yeah. I mean, fair enough. That should, cover you at least, because I do think Bayern will get the win and advance. That is, very, very likely now as it stands. I don't think they're going to lose this game. This is going to be now Stanisic. Through ball, trying to find Kingsley Coman. That was a good through ball by Stanisic. Oh, just tied it up nicely by Rossi. And there is a little pass back there from Flamengo's number 3. Of course, Ortiz has been one of the better defenders for Flamengo, but we haven't seen too much from him. This is going to be now on the right side here. I think that's Plata. Yeah. Gerson's behind him. And Bayern tidied that one up nice and easy. Actually looks like Elise is now in the DM position, weirdly. Which I really, I like that. I know it's weird, but I like it. It's just Elise really rotating player. Coming in, setting up different positions, getting into space. And that's really something you can enjoy with Michael Elise. He's just that guy. Bayern to win is only 8%. You lost a crazy amount. Wait, Bayern to win is only 8%? Wait, so you guys still think that Bayern aren't going to win this? That's the same thing, Bayern to win and to advance. Yeah, I mean, same thing, but I guess to advance, maybe they've got two separate sections there. I'm not too sure, again, how that stuff works. So, again, don't take my knowledge on that. And Nabry now trying to clean up that. There's a good pass over to the right side. Yes, the odds are 1.08. Okay, I see. Wow, that is weird how they've got low chance. And that is a brilliant save by Manuel Neuer. He literally keeps Bayern in this with a 2-0, with a clean sheet. That could have been 2-1 very quickly for Flamengo. And here's Flamengo now. Long range shot and no block needed there from Manuel Neuer. Brilliant block from him. He is just the best keeper. Let's have a look at that. So there's, look, a little deflection from Tart. That was a bit bad for me. We should have left that. You can bet on who will win the game during regular time, extra time. Doesn't count penalties, and to advance will include if it goes... Oh, okay, I see, so they're different. As good as Bayern are, they go at defensively. Yeah, exactly. For sure, I think Tart has improved the defense, but, their defense is the weakest part of their team, I feel like, Their midfield, their attack is very good. Their defense isn't great. It's actually going to be a corner here for Flamengo, it looks like. Cross. Headed clear. And cleared by Elise. That wasn't a great clearance from him. If you bet $100, you get... Okay, you get 108. Okay, makes sense. Okay, now there is a side area here available for Flamengo. It's now going to be Araujo just crossing that in. It's cleared away. And it's going to be a free kick for Bayern Munich. Just given by Michael Oliver there. And let's see, there is an appeal for handball. That's not handball. His hand's like that on his body. That is not handball. Michael Oliver says it wasn't. He checked it. I don't know if he's still going to the monitor. And, yeah, it looks like that this is going to be fine for Bayern. Yeah, it's just played on. That's not handball. Manuel Neuer now with the ball. Getting some heavy pressure from Flamengo. It looks like Flamengo going all-out attack. I mean, good. Fair enough. Early goals always force a team to go to attacking, and that's what we like to see. Now Flamengo aren't going to be playing, park the bus, at least like the other Brazilian teams were. I mean, I don't know if they were in the first place, but yeah, definitely they're not going to be doing it now. Neuer just collecting. And now it's over to this right side. It's going to be Jonathan Tart passing to Stanisic. Now back to Manuel Neuer. Tart definitely a big upgrade for that defense, so I got to say, Kim and Jay, I've heard, is linked out of Bayern. So, might be seeing him somewhere else. But Tart, yeah, definitely a better player in terms of, German nationality. That's a big thing for a club. Having, such a strong unit at the back like Tart, one that plays the ball up the field, definitely is going to be great. Coming from Leverkusen as well on that winning... unbeaten season in the Bundesliga. So Bayern do know his quality. Company knows his quality. There's a little bit of shoving here on Elise. Oliver actually telling Elise there a little bit, but it should have really been, on that Flamengo player there. What was that? Disgraceful behavior from Araujo. Just goes and literally, after the foul, goes and completely just shoves Elise for absolutely no reason there. Here we go. It's going to be a free kick, though, regardless. And this is going to be... Kimi, I think, taking it. Has to be. He's the only one who takes these. Yeah. It's going to be Joshua Kimi taking. And here we go. It's going to be now a cross from Joshua Kimmich. Safe, it won't be more than 5-0. I do think, yeah, it won't be more than 5-0. There's a total of 6 goals I lose. That's what, yeah. I don't think it'll be more than 6. Let's be honest. I don't think it's going to go to 6 goals. I mean, it could, but I don't think so. 2 now, but max 4. You can't play a South American style game with Bayern. They're well drilled and too slick. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know, the attack has been the defense has been a problem for Bayern, but you know, their attack is just so good that there's no real pressure on the defense most of the game, except for these, you know, fast chances, the corners. The rest of the time, you know, the attack is just holding the ball up the field. Well, I don't think it's going to be more than 6 goals. I mean, of course, anything's possible in football, but I think it's good with a, you know, 4-0 max, 4-1. Yeah. And now that is going to be a corner for Flamengo there. Just defended well by Jonathan Tah. Just high-fiving his German international teammate there, Manuel Neuer. Not anymore, but like previous international teammates. I feel like that Neuer would have been good in goals still for Germany, maybe for the World Cup, you know, instead of Ter Stegen. But, of course, Germany is going through one of those transformative periods. Wout Tamad will be brilliant from them as a striker. Tart in the back line, of course, is going to be great. But, you know, there's just not many full-class players. Rudiger in the back line too. And also, as well, maybe Florian Wirtz in the attack. But the rest of the time, you know, there's not one, like, super iconic player, you know, that links that all together. That's why I feel like Toni Kroos is very missing, you know, Neuer as well. Because Neuer linked the defense and midfield really well. Toni Kroos linked everything together very well. So I feel like Wirtz can replace that Toni Kroos sort of loss. But, you know, in terms of goalkeeper, I don't think we'll see another goalie like Neuer in a long time. Well, not a long time, but like in a while, because Neuer just seems to be him. He's just that guy that can, you know, control from the goalkeeping, can control in defense. He brings the ball up to the midfield. Perfect goalkeeper positioning. Saves are brilliant. Corner for Bayern Munich. Neuer's just talking to Kompany at the halfway line, so he's not even in the box at the moment. He's like at the halfway line, which is insane. That's how quick he goes out of the box, you know. That is insane from him, how far he comes out. And there's going to be a cross here from Kimi, and there's a little bit of a header, and it's just going to be cleared away now by Flamengo. And clearance down the field. Headed away by Stanisic. And it's just a little play. Harry Kane trying to find some possession. It's just one back by Flamengo. Back to the goalkeeper, Rossi. Now to Ortiz. Ortiz finding Darasqueta. Now it's a little play from Gerson. Now this is a chance here. Through ball. Trying to find Plata. But it is one on the left side here by Flamengo after a deflection. Cleared away by Upamecano. And now back to Flamengo here. Some heavy pressure from Harry Kane. Lema wins it. And there's a stop of play here, I think. No, they're going to continue. I was going to say there's a stop of play because someone on the Bayern team falls down. I think it's Kingsley Coman, but referee Oliver says play on. Halal versus Man City. Man City, I think Halal without a striker have basically no chance. Mitrovic is a big loss for them. I mean, they have a chance, but, you know, they're going to have to really try this one. Especially Salam El Dosri is out on a 6-week injury. So that is a huge loss for Halal. He is their best player, besides Bunu, and that is a big loss. Bunu's going to have to put a masterclass up to stop City here. I'm sure he's capable, but, yeah, City are going to probably get through that one. Yeah, but, you know, Salam El Dosri missing, Mitrovic missing. I don't know if he will come back for the round 16. I don't think so. He has, you know, about a day. So I'm sure that, you know, City should get this covered. Better attack, better defense. And this is going to be, you know, a shot from long range. And that is going to be a goal kick there for Manuel Neuer. See that little shot there from number 4, Pereira, just really flinging the ball at absolutely nothing there. We've seen better shots. It's not the worst shot as well. The worst shot's probably, unfortunately, in the Sundowns game against Dortmund by, I think it was the left centre-back. which wasn't great. Of course, Pereira himself is a left centre-back, but yeah, not the worst shot there. And this is now going to be on this side here for Pereira. There's no way Bruno is capable of stopping Haaland. I never said that he's not capable, but he's for sure. Bruno is a world-class goalkeeper. Retum, you do underestimate Bruno. He saved a penalty against Valverde. He saved, a bunch of chances against Pachuca. I've watched, Halal play throughout their whole season. He is world-class. So probably the best goalkeeper in SPL. Should really, he could play for any top European team, any Premier League team, for sure. Flamengo are running too much. Yeah, definitely they are running quite a fair bit. And here's Harry Kane just winning it back. This is the problem with Flamengo. They're giving the ball away too quickly. Like, they've got that build-up play, They've got the chance. But, they're playing the ball a bit too fast now. They're sort of panicking. Playing the ball a bit too fast. So really, if I was the coach now going into this cooling break, I'd be telling him to sort of calm down a little bit. And, maybe play a bit slower, build up nice and slowly, not quick. And they should have a chance to maybe get a goal back here, Flamengo. Yeah, I know. For sure, Pep's Man City is going to go through. I never said Halal are going to go through, Retum. I said, though, without Mitrovic, without Bunu, not playing, on a world-class level, without Salam El-Dosri, their best player, they're not going to go through. Like, there's almost a very low chance of them going through. Nothing's impossible, but, yeah. Haaland scored 300 goals the other day. Amazing. And, yeah, for sure, Pep's City are 100% probably going to go through. I don't feel it's the right time to start Haaland, though. I think play Marmoush still. Marmoush seems to be, in terms of diversity, he's very good. In fairness, he also scores 290. Okay. Yeah, I do think Haaland needs a little bit more time to get back onto form. He's been off form since the injury. I think he can get back on it pretty soon, but, I think Marmoush as a starter might be the better play for Pep, and then have Haaland come on, the second half, especially when, the likes of Koulibaly and Timbuktu are going to be tired. I don't think they're going to be trying to really get all in on a Haaland that's just come off the bench, for sure. Inside 90? No, Pep's Man City, have it covered. I never said, again, Halal in 90 minutes with full squad, with a full squad, have a small chance. I never said this current Halal they have a smaller chance. There's like a 1%, Pep City should have it covered. Again, I said it about 5 times there at him. But Haaland, when it was really good when he came off the bench against Juventus. Yes, he was very good when he came off the bench. I got to say, probably his best performance in this competition so far. That was his 3rd performance. So, we could see better from him. If he starts, I would love to see him, back on form. But, of course, I do think Marmoush might be the better play. Just give Haaland some more time. Then we might see, of course, Haaland going into the quarters against, is it Inter or Fluminense? So one of those teams, I think that will be, where Haaland might start to shine a little bit more. And then, of course, the semis against Chelsea or Palmeiras. And there is a Flamengo top person with a Messi shirt on in the crowd. Yeah, Buna with to have an excellent performance for Al Hilal to have a chance against City, but still likely not enough. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they don't even have a striker. Let's be honest. Like I was watching Leonardo's performance, absolutely terrible performance from Leonardo. Osman, would have been great in terms of their play style, but yeah, they don't. Mitrovic injured. Bunu would have to be insane in that game, and they're still minimal. And let's do Wimbledon. It's starting off. It's the grandest stage of them all. Wimbledon is tennis, right? Korea Halal much better last year, so they may struggle with no Dosri or Mitrovic. Yeah, exactly. Halal unbeaten last year might have had a very good chance, but this year, no, I don't think so. They were not great. They're not even the best SPL team. Let's be honest. In this season, really, again, should have been Etihad instead of Al Ain in this tournament. But yeah. But Wimbledon, yeah, so it's tennis. I don't know when Wimbledon is. Wimbledon date. Is it like a league or is it a... So Monday, 30th of June. That's on tomorrow at 1 p.m. Bellucci versus Crawford. Is there any particular match? Because I probably wouldn't watch every single one. There's actually a lot of days here. Wow, it starts on the 30th and it goes 1, 2, 3. Okay, it actually goes for a lot of days. Okay, wow. Wow, I didn't know that. Okay, interesting. I thought it was like a one-day event. Mendev? Okay. Mendedev, sorry. Let's see when that is. Wimbledon date. D. Mendedev. And Sinner as well, okay. So he plays tomorrow, yeah, 1 p.m. Bosnia versus D. Medvedev. And we'll see Sinner as well. Sinner. I'm guessing tomorrow at the same time. No, July 1st. Okay. To be decided as well. Sinner versus Nardi. Okay. So, yeah, we'll try and get that one. I first have to make sure I can actually, you know, watch the match. If I can, then, of course, I'll do it for you guys. 100% I'll do anything for you guys. Smash like for tennis. And there, just showing the replays of these goals. Harry Kane's goal was great, by the way. And thank you, Christian Santos, for subscribing. W's, Christian Santos. Let's go. Let's go. W's in the chat for Christian Santos there, guys. And this is going to be now a little bit of a foul there from Stanisic. It's going to be a Flamengo free kick on the right attack. And it looks like that, yeah, Michael Oliver signaled a free kick here. If Bayern can hold a 2-0 half-time, they're through. Yeah, W's Christian. Let's go. By the way, this ball for the Club World Cup actually looks great. Like, it looks like it will feel great to play with. Don't know if I can get it, but yeah. I don't think my sports stores sell this one, but that would be a great ball to test out, you know, just to play with a little bit out in the field. And that is a nice free kick there. It is defended by Gnabry. There's a shot, and it's going to go onto the right side here. Now, here's a chance. It's going to be number 7 for Flamengo. Just getting pocketed. Rojo there getting pocketed by Kingsley Coman. And it's now going to be with Tart. Just clears it down the field, and it's back to Flamengo there. Garson. It's going to be now Polga. Garson passes again. Jorginho out to the left side. Now it's going to be with, I think that's Sandro. Jorginho. Long ball, trying to find the right side of the field, and it's going to be a goal kick for Manuel Neuer. So I'm tuning in tomorrow at 1 p.m. Well, first of all, just make sure my schedule's good. So let's check when I actually had some stuff, because I had stuff scheduled tomorrow. So, you know, if I can't do it tomorrow, I'll have to go when their next matches are, because I see that's from tomorrow, the next day, next day, next day, next day, like that, for sure. So let's have a look. Also, Neuer very heavily pressured there. Let's see, what did I have tomorrow? Okay, I did have something on tomorrow at that time. Maybe I'll put it to Wimbledon. Yeah, sure. I'll change what I had there to Wimbledon. No problem. Yeah. Let me just change it on the post. So, Wimbledon, first watch. There we go. Just change that on the official schedule. And this is going to be now on the right side here for Flamengo. It's going to be now Pereira passing to Sandro. Now to Araujo. Cross from Araujo. Finds in the box. And there's going to be a shot. And it's a goal for Flamengo. It's 2-1. Gerson scores an absolute banger of a goal. That is an insane goal. And Bayern are going to not be going into the halftime with a clean sheet. That was not a good defense there. And just as I say that, Flamengo scores. What did you say there? I do think that this scoreline flatters Bayern, though. Own goal from a corner and a deflected goal has them 2-0 in front. Flamengo have more possession, more shots on target. Yeah, exactly. And that was a stunner from Gerson. It's onside. So the initial pass there to Sandro, who's overlapped back to now the defense there. And then that was a nice whipped cross from Araujo. And then Gerson just finishes an absolute banger. Neuer did not expect that one to go above him that high. He does try and punch it, but yeah, it's not looking great for Bayern in terms of, you know, possessional play. Their defense has been pretty fraudulent, I gotta say. Goretzka, Jonathan Tah. Flamengo have responded really well to the Bayern goals. Yeah, it's like they're not even phased by it, and I really appreciate that from, Flamengo's play. Really appreciate that one from Flamengo's play. And now onto this left side here, we have Stanisic. Through ball nicely from Goretzka. And there's a little bit of hustle. Flamengo get up and defend nicely. Yeah, a win would be nice for sure. I did have Bayern versus PSG, but, Flamengo have been, looking pretty strong. I can't lie. I did think they would have, not as much possession as they had now. Against, Bayern, who have looked like the more dominant side in this tournament. And to me now, it actually seems like more so that Man City might be the most dominant side. I did have Bayern listed as that, but yeah, their defense just doesn't seem like it. And it's now going to be a little 1-2 there. Kingsley Coman back to Stanisic. Stanisic with some skills there. Just passes over nicely to Lamer. Now there is a little bit of a run here. It's because Bayern's defense is holes. Yeah, it's got a lot of holes. Tart's only patched one of them. There's a bunch of other ones, especially on that left side where Lema is. Yeah, it's not great. And this is going to be a ball for Bayern. Sorry, for Flamengo. Bayern is safe, don't worry. Yeah, I mean, they're still safe at the moment. They've got a 2-goal cushion for Flamengo to win this one. But, of course, you never know what happens in football. As I always say, guys, anything can happen. So you can never say, this team's 100% through when, there could be something that really just turns on for the other team. They just start clicking perfectly, having a perfect match, the best match of their lives. This is now Tah. And it's now going to be passed by Stanisic. Back to Goretzka. Fullbacks are an issue for Bayern. Yeah, it does seem like it, That's something I'm surprised. Bayern didn't invest in Grimaldo. I would have tried to get him from Leverkusen, to be honest. But, yeah, very surprised that Bayern haven't invested in a Leverkusen fullback. I know Frimpong went to Liverpool, but, of course, yeah, I did think that would be a case for Bayern. Or maybe one of the other fullbacks in a different competition, Al Hilal or Flamengo. I mean, they're not versing each other, and I've never seen the two teams verse each other, so I would guess, Flamengo just being on form better. Again, as I said before, you never know what can happen in football. So you can't always, go and say, you just hope for a team to win. Otherwise, yeah, anything can happen. Like this one time I watched PSG get beat by Dunkirk, like current PSG squad, except they had Kylian as well. And that was really, I thought that PSG were going to absolutely mop the floor with them because Dunkirk were a League 2 side, I think, or they just like newly promoted. That was the only game I've seen ever in a European stadium as well, which was really, I think it was Dunkirk. It might have been another. It was like a League 1 low down team. Probably not Dunkirk. Who was it? I'll check later. I'll let you guys know on the next time we do this. But yeah. PSG got beat by them. Really surprised. And, I mean, yeah, I'm fine with Man City demolishing Al Hilal. Of course, Retem. I support Al Nassr, so Al Hilal is the rival of Al Nassr, so I don't really care if Hilal get demolished, to be honest. And this is now going to be for Stanisic. Coman. Coman cross coming in. Oh, that was a very close chance for Gnabry to header that one. Also, is Gnabry's afro bigger? I think it is. And here's a little bit of a play for Flamengo. They're very good on these counter chances, and this one's looking like a good one. Though there's no Flamengo players coming up the forward line. And definitely this is now looking a bit worrying for, Bayern, because these counter chances have really exposed them a lot. And I'm surprised by that. I did not expect, Bayern to be coming into this game looking like this. I thought, maybe the Benfica game was a one-off. They're not going to look like this against, an actual serious opponent. Especially they were through with Benfica, so it doesn't really matter if they're through. So, I thought maybe they were being lax. But here they're starting to look a little bit Can you imagine Ten Hag's Leverkusen winning the Bundesliga? If Ten Hag wins the Bundesliga, respect. Honestly, respect to him, because as much as I dislike him, like, I really dislike Ten Hag. But yeah, just respect, it must have been Man United being the problem for him. Maybe just not. I guess it's really as well, he was trying to bring Ajax players into United, and it's a different style of league. You don't just bring your old players through. But yeah, respect to him if he wins it with Leverkusen. I'm sure he won't, but yeah. Koeman now passing it back here to Stanisic. Then it's gone to Goretzka. Now, Kimi. There's a little bit of an ugly touch by Kimi, but it's okay. Olis now with the ball, and it's a free kick. And it looks like Gnabry's going to take this one. No. Michael Oliver's signaled the free kick. Kimi tried to take it quick there, and then, Gnabry's just had to pass it back to Oliver because he said to restart that. You really like Phil Foden, but he didn't keep improving. Yeah, hopefully Phil Foden, in City starts turning up more, because I really liked him as well. I think he was one of City's more likable players. Very, very good talent, very good English talent, and I feel like he should have been crucial for England, especially if he continued to develop the way we thought he was going to. But yeah, he kind of stuttered last season. But yeah, this Club World Cup, he's been showing up. Respect to Foden, he's got the curly hair. He's trying to do a noodle hair Ronaldo, where he gets the genes back into him, goes and starts pumping out the goals and the assists. But yeah, respect to Foden, honestly. As I said, I just love watching Prem neutrally, because it's really just an entertaining thing. You get to see every player from a perspective of not just hating on them. You always try and embrace all the players, because if you ever want to meet a player, you ever want to become a footballer, you're going to maybe play with one of the guys you hate, play with one of the guys you love. I thought you were going to sleep. No, I'm doing every game, Judgment. I have to do every game, regardless of if I want to go to sleep. But yeah, so this is the next game in the series. How many have we done? I always check it up each stream. Let's see. This is game what? This is game number 45. Foden might end up back on the England squad. I hope he does, honestly. I hope he does. Really do respect him. And here we go. This might be a long ranger from Goretzka, and it's a goal. It's 3-1. An absolute screamer from Goretzka. What a brilliant goal from him. And that's why, his fan must be in this crowd, shouting his name, Goretzka. That guy, the guy from Instagram. But yeah, he's in the crowd. Flamengo's playing good so far. Yeah, I mean, this is a bit unfortunate, because Flamengo have been playing as the better side, surprisingly. Bayern have less possession, less shots, the same shots on target, less big chances, less passes with accuracy. But yeah, it looks like that Bayern aren't going to let this one slip, which is great. We love to see, Bayern Munchen, because I really want Olise to advance a little bit more in this tournament. Thomas Müller, get a win, my guy. You should have stayed quiet as soon as you said that. Then they score Bayern. But yeah, Flamengo, honestly, props to Flamengo. Really very good side in this half. I didn't expect them. I mean, you guys have been voting Bayern 80% to 20%. But yeah, they've been brilliant, Flamengo. ISO3Ella, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Goalkeeper looked to be unsighted with all his defenders in the way. Yeah, I think he couldn't really see Goretzka's shot there. Harry Kane's injured on the ground right now. Flamengo are panicking too much when they have the ball. Yeah, I think that is the problem. That's why, even though they've got more, shots, they've got more possession, they've got more accurate passes, it just seems like that they've been very uncoordinated in terms of finishes, because the shots on target is still 2, the same as Bayern, yet they've had, more shots. There's a little bit of a fight going on between Upamecano and some of these Flamengo players. It seems like they're just hugging it out now, so good. Whenever I see Michael Oliver, for some reason as well, it just seems like none of the players want to fight around him, because they're just worried about getting a red card straight away. I know, I've got to say, props to Michael Oliver, guys. He has actually been good in this tournament, I have to say. He is very good. Just not good in the Prem, but good, anywhere else. Props to him. Not props to Anthony Taylor. Absolute fraud. Eric Polga misses the next match from Flamengo due to accumulation of yellow cards. Looks like we're going to be going to halftime here with a 3-1 scoreline. I don't see any more goals for this first half, at least, it seems like. Yeah, that is a big foul from Eric there on Harry Kane. That is a big one. And I don't know what Kimmy was complaining about to Michael Oliver. Seems like Jonathan Tart also got a yellow card for talking to the referee. Kind of weird. I don't know what was going on there. But yeah, a bunch of cards came out. Michael Oliver disciplining these guys. Fair play, props. Props where due. I think this scoreline doesn't tell the whole story. Based on the performance of both teams, it probably should be a draw. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the scoreline doesn't tell the whole story, but yeah, for sure. It's been a tense one. Platter's also going to miss next match. So, you know, when I start seeing this is, for some reason, I feel like this has always happened now in this Club World Cup. So whenever I see one of the teams starting to get, you know, yellow, you know, missing next match for like 5 of their guys with yellow cards, I know they're not going through. I just have this feeling. I had it with Benfica when, you know, half their team got a yellow card and misses next match. But I also had it against Chelsea, against, who was it again? Yeah, that was Chelsea versus Benfica. I also had it against Inter Miami. You know, they started getting yellow cards continually. Palmeiras versus Botafogo. Botafogo got a lot of yellows. So did Palmeiras, actually. But Botafogo, I think, as well, got quite a fair bit. And whenever I see it, I just think, you know, you're actually throwing it for yourself in the next stage. Because, you know, if Flamengo managed to get 3, you know, they're going to be missing now 3 players, 3 starters who are key, really. You know, the striker's missing. I think that's the... Who else has got a yellow card there? The right midfielder, the striker, and then there's also someone else with the yellow card. And, you know, going against PSG especially, they're not going to be really liking that, their chances there. That's worse when you play bare but still losing. Then if momentum changes, Flamengo will get destroyed. Yeah, for sure. For sure. There's also a guy getting stretchered off here. Very surprised. Substitution. It's going to be number 29 replacing Polga, who got stretchered off. He's the guy who scored the own goal, by the way. The guy getting stretchered off with a 4.9 rating on FootMob. Allen's coming on. Don't trust FootMob ratings, by the way, guys. The biggest FootMob rating lie so far I've actually ever seen in my life was the one from the previous match in Inter Miami. The guy who scored the own goal and gave them the second goal, PSG, somehow managed to get above a 4. And this guy who's just scored one own goal has got a 4.9, which is insane. Polga played in Italy at Bologna. You remember him? Yeah, well, he's just been stretched off there. And the Thuram... Yeah, Thuram Ulien. How in the world did the best Juventus player, get, you know, below a 7 in his game? He was the best player on that game. Can't remember which one. It was like Alain, I think it was. He was just so good. And... yeah, absolutely weird rating there. But I don't understand how, you know, the guy threw the game for Miami, Avilés, you know, he got a yellow card, own goal, set up a goal, you know, for the opponent, and still managed to get a 5 point something. And that is going to be a free kick for Flamengo. Just taking quickly there. Ortiz to Pereira. Now back to Ortiz. Now over to Wesley. Haven't seen too much from Wesley yet. Do expect to see more from him. Here he is now on the right side. He loves to overlap into the winger position. That was a very bad cutback from him. Kalulu was the best player in the Man City. Yeah, Kalulu was the best player in the Man City match. Yeah, for sure. Kalulu was Man City's MVP. I really love his finish, you know, against Juventus. It was a brilliant finish. Brilliant how he, you know, just received the ball from, you know, the right centre-back on Juventus, and then he just goes straight into the net. Kimmy down on the ground here with an injury. A lot of former Serie A players joined Flamengo. Jorginho, Gerson, Alessandro, Polga. Maybe, you know, they're building a mini Serie A inside of the Serie A, because Brazilian league, I'm sure, is called Brasilia Serie A, if I'm correct. But yeah, and trying to build their own Italian team there. I do think it works out, you know, if you get players from similar leagues, you combine them together. I think they can knit well compared to, you know, different players from different leagues, you know, different styles. I don't think that knits as well as the same league, you know, because at least you know how the other, you know, how they're going to play, especially. Also, their coach, Philip Luiz, I think, where has he coached before? Let's see. So he coached in Flamengo, of course. He's also coached in U20 Flamengo. He played in Atleti, Chelsea, La Corona, and Real Madrid Castilla. He actually came from the Castilla team of Real Madrid. So I'm surprised maybe he's not going for Spanish players. I mean, that's a bit surprising. Like, you know, a more Real Madrid style of play. Pep players are so well drilled and disciplined that he can get other people to score for him. Yeah, I know. That's how good Pep is as a coach, you know. He gets other people to score for him. Is Man City back next year in the Prem? Yeah, for sure, I think. Hope not, because Arsenal is your team. Oh, that's, you know, it was actually unfortunate that they, you know, came second all those times. Because I do think, you know, Arteta has been improving the team. But, again, I feel like, you know, this season's going to be his last season if he doesn't get something. I do think it is going to be his last season. I feel like last season should have been his last season. But, yeah, you know, always something that went wrong. Sick a second. Yeah, hopefully first will come for you guys, or, you know, something good. Like the Champions League, I'm sure, will be even better reward than the Prem first, you know. The team's definitely better than, you know, before. When Arteta first came, that team was not great. He's made you into a consistent side. That's what it is about, you know. I'd rather stick with consistency than fluctuation if I was, you know, a fan. Always better than times when Arsenal always came fourth. Yeah, for sure. You know, that's why I feel like even if you bag Arsenal, you don't like Arsenal, it's always better to be consistent, I think, in football than, you know, fluctuation. Because it's like with Man United. If they just had a guy that kept bringing them up into third or fourth continually, it's better than, you know, going 1 year fourth, then suddenly down to 18th, and back up to, you know, like 7th, and then down again, and then up. Because, you know, it's definitely not great. Whereas, you know, second each year, at least you know the minimum you're going to get, or, you know, somewhere where you're going to get placed around. So, you know, Arsenal fans will feel this year coming up, they're going to be going for second, first, third, one of those places that guaranteed 100% for them, at least if they stay on the form that they've been on. Yeah, this season, yeah, Arsenal did have a few injuries, especially, you know, Saka was a big one. Odegaard really messed up his form. There was also Gabriel as well. The left centre-back, he got injured. So, yeah, a lot of injuries there. Lewis Skelly, long-term contract with them. I do think that's a brilliant signing. Dwaneri's a brilliant player that they've brought up. So, yeah, definitely. Yeah, Kai Havertz as well. You know, you're rumoured to get Sesko. So, if you get Sesko, that's going to be great for, you know, as a forward player. He is brilliant for RB Leipzig. He should, you know, bring his Bundesliga variety into Arsenal. I think he'll fit well in the system, you know, especially, you know, playing alongside Saka and Martinelli. And, yeah, I do think he'll be great, especially if you play. I think you should do a double striker formation, or a striker and then a centre forward, with Kai Havertz playing centre forward, dropping back. I think that would be a good idea for Arteta to try experiment. And this is still going to be Bayern pushing for another. And Harry Kane commits a little bit of a foul there. Michael Oliver telling him it is a foul. And it is going to be played on. Flamengo try and get a little bit of a chance there. And it is just going to be cleaned up easily by Stanisic, if he doesn't make a mistake here. Tar. Now it's going to be over to Koeman. It's going to be a throw-in for Bayern. A minute left of extra time. Vincent Kompany will be happy with his team's response to the goal, you know, for sure. Throw from Stanisic. Trying to reach Harry Kane. That's just cleaned up by Wesley. Kane wins it back, and it's just passed back to Rossi there. It's just another tackle placed. Ortiz now into the centre of the park here for Flamengo's Pareda. Here's a bit of a run chance here for Flamengo. And it's going to be with Araujo. Back into the central position. Now it's going to be, I think that's Dersqueta. Jorginho. Now to Pereira. Araujo. Through ball, trying to find the likes of Plata there. And now back with Allen. Bayern are controlling the pace of this game. If Flamengo have the most possession, yeah, for sure. You know, even on the counter-attacks, there's halftime. But even on the counter-attacks, you know, we've seen Bayern almost halt the counter-attacks to a stop, kind of like what they did with Boca Juniors. I think Boca Juniors were a good practice for this Flamengo side. I think they play kind of similarly in terms of play. Bayern in that Boca game were terrible at finishing. They should have had, about 10 goals there, but, they finished 2. Poor finishing from Bayern. But, yeah, in this game, definitely been an interesting one. We love the goals. We love to see the drama here. And hopefully the game isn't cancelled because there is a huge, huge cloud over this stadium. Please, Hard Rock Stadium, please don't be cancelled for a little bit. Please just let us do the whole game. I want to do a dog walk, please. It's 11:55 p.m. Hopefully it's not cancelled, guys. I'll see you guys in the next half, and we'll read the stats, of course, before then. But yeah, W's. Make sure to drop your final score predictions in the chat. Like up if you haven't already, and I'll be right back. Let's go. Welcome back, guys. Okay, we are back here. I'm not too sure how much till the next half. Actually, let me check before I turn the cam on, because if it's too long, maybe I'll just continue to have a drink. And let's see. So this fixture is underway. Flamengo versus Bayern. 6 minutes until the second half. Okay. So yes, we will go and check the stats. We got plenty of time. W's. Is that screensaver inspired from Grand Theft Auto Vice City? Yeah, I just picked it because it's Miami themed from GTA. Of course, GTA has a game, I think, in Miami. But yeah, I've never played GTA. I really want to play it so bad. Yes, and I'm doing Wimbledon because some other people asked me as well, Kabir. I'm going to be streaming it when it starts, at my time, just a bit before it starts, actually. And I'll be streaming it till about 3:30ish because then I've got another stream planned. So I'll be streaming as much of it as I can. And yeah, that's a huge W, And also, yeah, W's Brazilian football fans as well. I really enjoyed watching your guys' teams. Flamengo, Palmeiras, Fluminense, Botafogo. All very, enjoyable teams in this one. I really, hope that one of them can get far into this tournament. And, possibly, get into the quarters or semis. But yeah, W's. Yeah, W's. Also, just let me fix up for some reason, my, Streams Labs is, very laggy. There we go. Okay, it's fixed. Okay, but yeah, I'm really doing Wimbledon. 2 hours, 30-minute stream. It should be, I don't know how long Wimbledon lasts. I don't know if it lasts for a long time, but, yeah, we'll try and do it for that long. So there. Just waiting for the next half. Let's actually read out the stats. It's 7 hours? Which country am I from? So originally from Australia. So I lived there for about 6 years, from when I was 0 to 6. And then I moved to New Zealand for a little bit. And then I've lived now in Saudi for 8.5 years. So I've been living here for quite a long time. Hence why I got the Al Nassr statue, Cristiano, of course. But yeah, honestly, W's to, Brazilian football, really good. I really like watching it. Oh, you're tweeting out the score line. Okay, I see. Do you know how long Wimbledon lasts, though? I'm not too sure. Let's actually search up Wimbledon. How long does it last? Not 14 days. How long does each game last? Oh, so each game lasts 3 hours. Okay. So we'll watch about 2 hours and 30 minutes of it. So we should, get most of the game done. But yeah, I did have stuff. I have a very tight schedule for tomorrow. No, I'm not American. No. Definitely not. I am from, Australia. But yeah, Saudi now for 8.5. Also got a bit of New Zealand roots, of course, as I did mention. But W's. I love football. I just watch any football. My teams, though, besides that, Real Madrid, of course, and Al Nassr, because I love Cristiano. Let's go the GOAT for me. But let's read out these stats. No, only if the underdog performs, otherwise 1.3 hours. Okay. We'll be watching specific games. I was requested to watch specific games. Now, I don't know if all the games are on one channel. You can see all of them at the same time. I don't know. I'll try. Is it on DAZN? I don't know. Let's see here. DAZN. Tennis. Okay, they do have tennis. We'll have to check later. But here we go. The stats. So, Flamengo, 55% possession, 0.41 expected goals, 7 shots, 2 on target, 1 big chance missed, 230 accurate passes, 88% accuracy, 6 fouls committed in 2 corners. Honestly, Wimbledon doesn't get good till round of a 16, a week from today, okay. Well, since I was asked for tomorrow, I'll do tomorrow's match, then maybe I'll just leave it until round 16, and then watch a little bit there. But yeah. Bayern's stats are as follows. 46% possession, 0.34 expected goals, 6 total shots, 2 on target, 0 big chances missed, 184 accurate passes, 84% accuracy, 10 fouls, 4 corners. So there we go. That is the statistics there for Bayern versus Flamengo. Interesting one as well. I definitely think this game has been very interesting. Also, I don't know why voice activation keeps going on my phone. That's kind of weird. But yeah, this game has been very interesting. Hopefully we can see more goals. We love goals. For your sake, Patrick, hopefully we don't see too many. But yeah, otherwise, hopefully we get, an enjoyable game, I will say. But here we go. We're back at the Hard Rock Stadium here. The stadiums are looking a little bit more filled out for the round of 16. We did expect that, Is it true Australia has very dangerous animals? Yeah. You got crocodiles, you got snakes, kangaroos, you got koalas, you got Tasmanian devils, you got dingoes, you got a lot of dangerous animals, spiders, like a whole array of spiders. But again, lucky I was only living there since I was a small child, so then don't have to experience those now, which is great. And of course, the heat is also a very dangerous, feature, but that is, of course, still present where I am. Yeah, dangerous animals. I mean, yeah, sure, it's cool. It's cool now, but when you're living there, you don't want to get, bit by a spider that can kill you in like a day. The biggest issue with football statistics is that they don't accurately reflect what's happening on the pitch. Yeah, for sure. Most statistics don't, and that's the problem. You can hear Speedy. Yes, Speedy was just outside there barking. But yeah, we are going to walk her after this if there's no delays to the weather. I hope there isn't. We'll find out anyway in 30 seconds. But yeah, hopefully there's no delays, guys. Then we can walk her and talk with you guys again. Smash like for talking. And now, this next half looks like it's going to start here in 10 seconds. The players are going to be starting to pour out in 10 seconds, of course. So maybe a minute more. The fans are coming out onto the stand and sitting down. It is very cloudy. I'm worried. I'm actually worried, guys. I really want to do the dog walk. I don't want to do it at 3 a.m., especially, Wimbledon now at 1 p.m. So I have to wake up at 12 maximum, sorry. So, yeah, I need to get a lot of sleep tonight. Flamengo fans always so, up there, spinning the t-shirt around, spinning the kit around, and they're always dancing. Love to see it. Just waiting for the players to come out. Flamengo hadn't won a European team in World Championships since 1981. At least you broke the taboo this year. Yeah, W's Flamengo breaking the taboo. For sure, it's very enjoyable watching, these Brazilian teams performing so well. Not just Brazilian teams, South American teams we had as well. Monterrey performing amazingly. Hopefully Monterrey get the dub against Dortmund, because Dortmund really are lucky to be in the round of 16 with how they played. They were not playing great. But yeah, Monterrey very good with Sergio, of course. Flamengo very good. Very good team. Fluminense very good. They should actually get to the furthest in this tournament. I do think they had the biggest chance of getting the furthest. Actually, Palmeiras has a pretty good chance too, but we'll see. We'll see, of course. I do think it'll be City versus Flamengo. Versus Fluminense in the quarterfinals. Possibly in the semis, it's going to be. I do think it'll be Chelsea versus City, but we'll have to see. Palmeiras could be very strong against Chelsea, because Chelsea didn't do great against the Brazilian team, Flamengo, last time. So, Palmeiras could put up a same sort of gameplay style as them. So, Fluminense have come back out onto the field now. What am I saying? Flamengo. Sorry, guys, again, my brain is on the 12 a.m. brain. Flamengo come out. Now, Bayern's coming out. Will not make that mistake. It's because I've seen so many, FL teams that it's just really muddling my mind. I'm sure you Flamengo fans are not going to be happy about that. But, yeah, again, apologize if I miscommunicate there. South American football clubs need a Pep or someone like him. Something seems off about them. I would disagree just in terms of this tournament, but they maybe need, I don't know. I don't know what they're missing. I feel like they just need tournaments like this continually. That's what they need, exposure tournaments like this continually. The exposure's better. Maybe that can then bring in some better coaches. Of course, not all the coaches are great. Round of 3, round of 16. Yeah, I changed the other. If you look at the other scoreboard, I actually changed it to round of 16. But yeah, round of 16. Thank you, Nelson, for correcting that mistake there. It was on the other scoreboard. It said round of 16. I just guess I didn't do this scoreboard. Round 3, technically it's round 4 now, so that would have been wrong regardless. Round of 16. They need their players to stay and develop at their clubs instead of them getting bought early. Exactly. And there we go. It's started now. So we can actually start the timer at the correct time, which is at the 45th minute. And it's in 12 seconds. Not usually this disorganized. I guess I'm just really tired, but okay. And there we go. It's now going to be with Harry Kane just trying to win some possession back. Flamengo just bringing that nice and back to their defense. Nice and easy. And now it's going to be with the right side here. I don't think there's any changes made for both teams. Yeah, both teams just kept their starters on. Except for, of course, Polga was subbed off like halfway through. Very surprised, yeah. Bruno Enrique should have been playing. I don't know why he's not. I'm surprised he isn't. Neuer just clears that way. That was a close chance. And here's the Flamengo lineup. Same as before. Rossi, Sandro Pereira, Ortiz, Wesley, Jorginho, Allen. And then, of course, Rui Rojo, Dersketa, and Gerson, and Plata. And now back with Rossi here. Just a little bit of pressure from Harold. It's going to be crossed down the field back to the Bayern defense. And it is won by Gerson. Just kicked straight out, though, for a corner. For a throw-in. Manuel Neuer is going to be Bayern's lineup. Stanisic, Tah, Upamecano, and Lehmer. Goretzka, Kimi, and Koeman, Gnabry, Olise, and Harry Kane. We'll see Musiala come on, I think. Also, Bowie. I think Bowie should have started over Lehmer. I got to be honest. Or Stanisic, one of them. I feel like he was great in the fullback slot for Bayern. Surprised he didn't start. You know, very agile fullback. Worked well with Olise. Maybe it should be Lehmer on the left back side, maybe, and put Bowie on the right back. Free kick. Olise takes. Just crosses it over to that left side there with Kingsley Coman, his French colleague. Now back to Stanisic. Long ball trying to find Harry Kane. It does. Kane now holding some possession. Tries to find a through ball to Coman. Coman wins it after a little bit of a scramble for it. And then it's just kicked back there to Gerson. Flamengo trying to retain some possession here. It's now Wesley, who is, of course, still the one to watch for me. Of course, as well, Gerson. Gerson and Wesley. That right side looks deadly. And there's a little bit of hold-up play there from Jorginho, just as Gnabry pressures. Wesley now. Long ball trying to find the center there. That was a very good long ball by Wesley. Isn't tidied too well by Lehmer. Because Flamengo still have it. He now wins back some possession. And then immediately loses it. Michael Oliver says play on. He's saying there's a free kick there, but there isn't. Wesley, let's see. A little 1-2 pass there. What's my favorite music artist? Probably between Juice WRLD and Eminem. I love them. They're my two favorites. And there is a free kick here for Flamengo just outside the box. Won by Wesley. Brilliant. Goretzka is the one that does commit the foul. It is a little bit of a one. Thank you, Judgment. Appreciate that. It's a little foul. I barely looked like one. I think it is, but yeah, it's very, very barely. But yeah, it's going to be a free kick nonetheless, and it looks like it's going to be between Pereira, Jorginho, and maybe Dersketa and Plata. Don't know. Looks like, yeah, it's just between Pereira, Dersketa, and Plata taking this one. Neuer positioning the wall. Don't have talent, but all the South American clubs that played in club are covered good. There's something missing when compared. Yeah, I know. I do feel it too. Habis faction, of course, I feel it as well. I think just, you know, most of the very good youth from South America do, you know, come out of the country and that of the continent. So that's why I feel like, you know, that they need some more keeping these guys. That is a very, very high free kick there. Not hit great by Flamengo on that one there. Just really lobbed over by Dersketa. it's like a experienced player. I think like a very experienced player. There's, you know, each European team has a very experienced player on their team. But I feel like, you know, there's not one on, you know, there's not multiple of them on here. Most of the players are either really young or, you know, really old, but they haven't had the, you know, the most experience, like the best of experience. You know, Jorginho, a little bit of an exception, but it's almost like that, I feel like. Someone who's stayed in the league for a long time and knows what it's about. Like, again, don't know too much about Flamengo, so of course, you Flamengo guys can tell me who's probably your most experienced player on this team besides, you know, who stayed on the team for the whole time. But yeah, it's like they're almost missing someone like that, really. Need money, yes. Flamengo definitely is at least going to be happy they got to around 16. You know, they probably need the quarter money more than the, you know, Bayern, but Bayern, as it stands, are going to be going through with this 3-1. Makes sense, yeah. European teams do fund more money. And there's a little cross going into the box there. Here's a very good chance for Flamengo. Ooh, just messed up a little bit there by Gerson. And Dersketter's pass being intercepted nicely by Kingsley Coman. Prevents Wesley from reaching that. Yeah, a lot more money. They can spend a lot more to build a good team, whereas South American teams usually have to rely on homegrown players. Yeah, for sure. And that's, I feel like, the bit of a problem here. And also, you know, no doubt that Flamengo's facilities are, you know, top of the range, especially, you know, being in one of the top clubs in the Brasilia Serie A. But of course, you know, Bayern's facilities are probably going to be next level Bundesliga winners for 50 times. I think I don't even know how much they've won it. They've won it so many times there. They have so much money. They've got unlimited funds basically to, you know, spend on facilities, coaches, staff. Whereas, you know, the South American clubs, the Brazilian clubs, the Argentinian clubs have to rely, you know, more on the development of these types of facilities. Here we go. Flamengo corner. Cross coming in. And just headed clear out by Upamecano. Cross again. And it's going to be a... What is this? Don't know what's just happened here. Michael Oliver's gone and said something. Penalty Flamengo. I did not see that coming. Okay, Flamengo have a chance back in here. I thought he was pointing for an offside or something. Let's have a look. Is this a penalty? Yeah, penalty. What is Elise doing? Bro, what is bro doing like this? Don't cover your hand with your face. I mean, your face with your hands. Like, what are you doing? Do you play football, my guy? You're like the best player in this tournament, and then you go and do the absolute fumble, Elise, bro. Here we go. Can Flamengo get one back? It looks like Gerson's going to be taking. It'll be a 3-2 in a second. You believe. You know, belief is all you need as a fan. Jorginho's going to be taken. Surprised. I really thought Gerson would take. Jorginho is going to be taking one here to, you know, possibly put his team up back to a 1 deficit. Manuel Neuer against Jorginho. We've seen this before. We saw it in the Champions League 2 years ago. Here we go. Manu versus Jorginho. Here we go. No, a penalty, of course. I mean, like as in on field. But here we go. Jorginho. Can he put Flamengo into a 1 deficit instead of a 2? Okay. Michael Oliver's still delaying this penalty for absolutely no reason here. Here we go. Jorginho. And it's a goal. Flamengo. Brilliant goal. Goes onto the left side of Manuel Neuer. Just the wrong way Neuer jumps. And there we go. It's a 3-2. And Flamengo, yeah, fair play, honestly. Are now back into this one pretty neatly. Their fans are happy about it. Somehow we're getting a lot of goals here. And unfortunately, for you, Patrick, you said under 6 goals. Sorry, under 5.5 goals. It is getting close to, you know, a 6-goal one if Flamengo do equalize and go to extra time. And Neuer just sent the wrong way there. Yeah, just the wrong way. Poor jump from Manuel. Nothing really you can do as a goalkeeper for a penalty if it's scored like that. You know that was a perfect pen. Give me a throw in for Bayern Munchen. There is belief in this Flamengo team to get an equalizer. You need this. Here we go. Well, you know, Flamengo are getting on another attack here. And oh my goodness, it's a very good one. Manu does clean that up nice and easy though, which is good. They almost got the third. That was very close. And cross down the field by Manu. That was not a great cross from Manuel Neuer. And yeah, it's just going to be a little bit of hold up. Flamengo win it back. Well, my prediction's starting to come correct that this would be a close game. I did think at first that 2-0 was a bit, you know, crazy. That was going to get underhand. But, you know, it's going into a close one. And that's what we like to see. The Brazilian Nubs also have international players as well. Arias plays for Fluminense, but is for Colombia. That's one example. Yeah, for sure they have the international players. But, you know, I feel like it might just be a resource problem, really. I think that's what it is. And also coverage. Like, you know, these leagues aren't globally popular. They should be. You know, how fun they are to watch in these tournaments. Should be globally extremely popular, just like, you know, European leagues. But yeah, it's not that way currently. Hopefully we'll see in the future. And Flamengo win the ball back here. Is a counter chance for them. It's a 4v3. And here we go. A little bit of play there and nicely cleaned up brilliantly. I don't know who cleaned that one up, but it looks like that. Was that Elise who cleaned that up? I think. It was Kingsley Coman. Okay, wow. He's really coming back on defense there, Coman. I feel like Bayern's missing Alphonso Davies really bad. Don't know what you guys are saying, but I think that Alphonso missing here is very, very bad. It looks like... Wait a minute, I'm skipping back there. What did Coman do to that guy? Yeah, Arias is brilliant. Arias is actually brilliant. Now, I want to see what Coman did to that guy. I'm probably going to miss something here, but... Do I know if Messi will be playing in next year's World Cup? I'm not too sure. You know, he's been changing his mind quite a fair bit here, so... we'll have to see, because at one point he was saying he wasn't. Now he's saying he is, and then he's saying he's not. You know, so we'll have to see. All I know is Ronaldo's playing in it, and yeah, I'm not too sure about yeah, Messi. We'll have to see. It'll be great, you know, them playing again. If you put Bruno Henrique, it's 2 goals. Yeah, Bruno Henrique was brilliant. Also, I don't know why suddenly my, you know, thing here is absolutely lagging out of its mind, but yeah, it's like there's like an internet disconnection here, unfortunately, but okay, here we go. Koeman and Goretzka are going to be subbed off, and on comes Sane and Pavlovic. If it does lag a little bit, guys, you will know it's just because my internet is so poor now. It's suddenly, like, dropped down a ton. I don't know why, but it is, like, really bad suddenly. So if there's lag, I don't think there is at the moment, but if there is, just know why. Like, my coverage of this game has gone really blurry. Still can see it, but it's, like, blurry now. Neuer is just giving the goal kick to Jonahan Tah. Smash like to make my internet better. Well, I actually won't make it better, but okay. Kind of lied there. And now that is a little play there from Stanisic. Just going to find now this little defensive sector here. Back to Harry Kane. Kimi. Upamecano. Lema. Surprised that Musiala hasn't come on yet. I still think he must be injured. And that is going to be all the way back there to Rossi. Again, yeah, I think Fonzie's missing. Fonzie's definitely missing in this team. Also surprised Gnabry hasn't come off either. And that is a long ball, and it's going to be collected there by Manu. Just looked up at the fact that in the top 2 South American leagues have the percentage of foreign players between 9.3% and 13%. But the Premier Leagues with the money have 56% players being foreign. Yeah, that is crazy. How much homegrown talent, that is insane. Bruno Henrique is a meme in Brazil for being dumb. He doesn't know how to give an interview. He sounds like Cole Palmer, you know. Cole Palmer doesn't know how to do an interview. Wait, what's that guy as well? Is it Mbwemo? Have you guys seen the clips of where he's being asked, like, stuff like, what's your favorite emoji? He's like, what's an emoji? It's like, bro. And he speaks English, too. But, yeah, that's funny. I love players that are like that, you know, goofy players. Bruno Henrique has been a joy to watch, by the way, in this tourney. He is on now. It's the 57th minute. He's come on here. So, we'll see some stuff from him, hopefully. And it is going to be a throw-in for Bayern. Company telling his players he has some specific instructions. Hopefully Elise can redeem himself as well, because, you know, that was a bit of an unnecessary... Why is he doing that? Come on, you're not a 1-year-old child who's just seen a ball for the first time trying to cover his face. Kimi requesting a long ball. Let's see what he's going to deliver. Long ball coming in. Trying to find Olise. Good touch by Olise, which just released a little bit too quickly, though. And Flamengo do tidy their duties up there. Nice and easy. Rossi. Now over to the right side. It's with Ortiz. Back to Rossi. And now over to Pereira. And it's just a lot of overlapping play here. Rossi tries to pass it long. Actually does manage to reach. I think that's Bruno Henrique there. And Wesley's coming to attack. And Jonathan Tart just gets fouled by the both of them. It's going to be a free kick for Bayern in the defense. Of course, guys, if you like this content, a sub is hugely appreciated, because we are streaming every single Club World Cup game. Most of you do know this by now. Yeah, we are streaming every single one. This is game number 41, of course, of the Club World Cup. I'm sure it's 45, sorry. 45. Game number 45. And Lamer touches. And he's having a little bit of a battle there on the side there between him and Araujo. He just wins the ball to take a throw in there. Nice quick throw to Nabry. With that huge afro hair. Now back to Upamecano. And it is going to be now Upamecano still with the ball. Top. You are, man. Specials. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What the heck is that, bro? Rio Chip, you speaking in gibberish. Okay, here's a very good play. It looks like this is going to be a yellow card coming out there for Wesley. Very dangerous tackle, because that was almost a penalty conceded by Flamengo. And yeah, it's going to be Sané just winning that one there. Nice and good. Let's have a look. I actually don't really see too much of... Let's be honest, that it's more of a shield, but... Okay, Michael Oliver's given a yellow there. I don't know what your guys' opinion is. That yellow or not? I will just stay a bit out of this, because, to be honest, that's a very, sort of controversial. Because technically he's shielding. Sané didn't even reach the ball. Wesley actually had more control of the ball, but, of course, he has done some sort of, slip up. Bayern are turning it up. Yeah, just Bayern are worried that this could easily go back to Flamengo getting a draw here. It's the song... It's the song's beat. Okay. Dorito Chip. Thank you for giving me such important information. And it is going to be just some commands here from Rossi, just trying to tell his team really where to position. At least it looks like he's going to be taking a shot. Or it could be Kimi. Kimi is also lined up. Joshua Kimmich. Let's see what they do. Looks like Elise is going to be doing it. There we go. Long ball from Elise. Just reaching Harry Kane. Oh my goodness. That was a close one. Kane saying it should be a corner. Michael Oliver says it's offside. Wow, that was close. Let's have a look here. Yeah, it is offside. My goodness, Kane was close to reaching that. Don't think he touches it, but yeah, it is offside. Saying there was a push there. I don't think there was. And it's going to be a pass out from Rossi onto the right side there. It's going to be Wesley. Ortiz. Now it is just taken out there. It's going to be Flamengo taking a throw-in. 64th minute. Also, how did our clock get behind? I think it was when I lagged out. I think my clock went behind when I lagged. There we go. We're now equal. Best game consoles ever. Best game console ever. Xbox console, I gotta say. Love the Xbox. And there is going to be Michael Oliver stopping the game here. It looks like it's going to be a something. I don't even know what it's for. There's a yellow card coming out for someone. Let's see. It looks like Kimmy's going to get a yellow card. Some in Thomas Mueller, fire Bayern. Sure, he's a little bit older, but aside from being an attacker, he's good at defense and puts lots of pressure. Yeah, same. I was actually surprised when Mueller didn't actually start. I would have started and then subbed him off for Musiala just to see if he's fit. I'm surprised that Kimmich just got a yellow card there. Again, I didn't really see the tackle, but it seems like he got a yellow for something. Yeah, Mueller should really come on for Gnabry any minute now. That should be the gameplay there. The gameplay strat. Here's a very good chance for... Oh my goodness. I gotta say, Manu is so good at goalkeeper positioning there. Just denies Bruno Henrique a goal. Brilliant position from Manu. Just look at that. Just really makes himself as big as possible. Prevents the chip, which is what Enrique was going for there. And then he just, you know, covers it. And that's a nice cleanup. Now it's going to be now a free kick for Bayern. That's the best gaming of the slot machine. Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, maybe it is. You know, because you know how many people play that. It's like thousands every, you know, minute playing that stuff. Here we go. Long ball for Bayern. Not great at all. That was a terrible long ball. That was so bad. Waste of a free kick there for Bayern Munich. Should have just played it upfield nice and slow. It would have been a more ideal situation. Here we go. It's going to be a throw-in for Flamengo. And it is going to be controlled. Going to be a Bayern throw-in now. They just win it and kick it out. Flamengo fans always turning up. Always turning up in the crowd there. Kissing the badge. W fans, honestly. It's a hard-fought confrontation, proving that South American teams can indeed win against European. Yeah, for sure. You know, we saw it Botafogo, PSG. You know, we saw it in many other confrontations. Flamengo, Chelsea. It just shows, you know, their quality. That some of their players should really start staying at the league. I gotta say, they really should. Harry Kane, a good pass. And it looks like that is just going to be cleared nice and easy there. Oh, that was very close. Now, Wesley now with the ball. Just passes it out there. And Gerson's now got a little bit of a run. He actually came back very far to defend. And Bayern win the throw. And that was so close to a goal there for Bayern. With that cross from Harry Kane going into the box. Just straight through. Shredded the box there. Brilliant play from Harold. Now it's Lamer. To Elise. Lamer. To Elise again. Elise just pushed off the ball there. Nice and easy by Rojo. And there's a little bit of a sprint for the ball here. And it is won by Upamecano. He is not the fastest, but he for sure reached it. And now this is going to be on the right side here. Michael Elise. Michael Elise cutting in very far. Oh, wow. He actually still manages to get the pass off there. Gnabry just not on it, though. He really should be a bit more focused. And there is a lot of passing around. He already 70th minute. It feels like this game has been going on forever, I gotta say. Actually does. It's enjoyable. It's different than the previous time when we just wanted the game to end. This one's been going on nice and long. And I do like it. 69th minute. Now 70th in 30 seconds. Heavy pressure on Rossi there. And just given to Bayern. No free kick given. There's a dive by both players there on both teams. Jonathan Tutt. Now back to Upamecano. Wally West edit video coming soon. This is going to be Elise. And of course, guys, it's now begun. Play.fifa.com/Podem. Vote up your player of the match there. Let me know who you voted for as well and why. Here we go. Harry Kane passes through. There's a good chance for Bayern. And that cutback is not great by Leroy Sané. And it's going to be a free kick for Flamengo. Leroy Sané should have cut back better. That was not great at all. Kane close there to another goal. Musiala is going to be coming on. I'm surprised Thomas Müller is not coming on. I'm actually very surprised by that. I really would have thought that, you know, I think it would be more ideal actually starting with Müller instead of Gnabry, but just my opinion. Then play Musiala after the halftime because he's just so good, Musiala. Only Boca and Flamengo are playing attacking. Botafogo and Palmeiras only know how to defend. Yeah, that's why, you know, Botafogo Palmeiras was actually not as exciting as I thought. I thought there'd be a lot of goals, but yeah, it was very stagnant ball, I got to say. Same with River Plate. River Plate kind of played similarly. But yeah, Boca played very good, you know, attacking football. They got out, though. They somehow managed to draw with Auckland. I mean, props to Auckland, you know. The part of New Zealand in me is happy with that. That Auckland could get, you know, a result. I'm very happy for them, honestly. That they got a result there. Deserved result. And Musiala is going to be coming on here. And it looks like that Gnabry is coming off. And no problem, Judgment. Thank you for tuning into this one. I'm getting tired myself. We would still do a dog walk, of course. Our next stream is a dog walk Dorito chip. It's after this game is done. I'll have like a 30-minute break and then we'll do a dog walk, of course. Because I did promise it. I haven't done it in like 3 nights. Musiala coming on. Gnabry coming off. Okay, long ball on this side here. Just trying to reach Leroy Sané. Yeah, see you tomorrow for Inter Fluminense. That's going to be an exciting game. Also going to be streaming the Wimbledon for a little bit. For 2 hours, 30 minutes. Don't know what to expect, but we'll see. And here we go. The ball won back by Bayern. It's very close. Harry Kane takes the shot. It's a goal for Bayern. 4-2. There we go. Brilliant. For Harold Kane. The second goal. And unfortunately, Flamengo aren't just getting lucky in this one. They're getting very unlucky. Because they've just been, you know, statistically the better side. 52% possession. 11 shots. 3 on target. 3 big chances. But yeah, Harry Kane putting Bayern now into the lead. A very solid lead. The 2 goals. And that is very unfortunate there. It's just a giveaway of possession from Araujo. Yeah, that's you hate Araujo. Just gives away. Harry finishes. No chance for Rossi to finish, you know, a point-blank corner. Breaking shot there. That was brilliant from Harold. Brilliant placement. And what am I going to do in those 30 minutes? Just have a break from the screen. And also set up the dog walk screen, you know, because I need to set up all the stuff there. Yep, you said Habisfaction. Bayern are turning it up, and they are. You know, 4-2. And Harold does get his 41st goal of the season. Leaking Lima beans. What the scallop is this? What? What the scallop is that message, Dorito chip, bro? That is such a weird message. That's wrong answer for the next 30. What? How's that the wrong answer? Good goal, Bayern taking this. Yeah, for sure, that was a good goal. Now 6 goals scored, unfortunately, Patrick. But yeah. Just cooling off the pitch here with a bit of water. Everyone having a drink. Of course, the next fixtures, guys, are going to be, of course, Inter versus Fluminense at 10 p.m. And then it will be back to 4 a.m. fixtures again. Manchester City versus Al Hilal. We'll watch that one. You cannot play with Bayern. I am disappointed with Luis Araujo. I know Araujo really tried to, I think, do too much there. He should have just played it off. But yeah, he tried to skill past too many guys. Not for his own good. The coach will not be happy with that. But yeah, so we got Man City, Al Hilal tomorrow, 4 a.m. into Fluminense, 10 p.m. as well, coming up. And also as well, 10 p.m. Real Madrid versus Juventus. And then the final game of the round 16, Dortmund versus Monterrey, July 2nd, 4 a.m. Hope Fluminense beat Inter. Yeah, I think Fluminense deserve, that win because they're just really good. I feel like as well that Inter's not great in this tournament. They shouldn't even be in the round of 16, let's be honest. They should not be there because they've just been terrible. They've been very bad. And when you have Kane on your side, you always have a chance against any team for sure. Kane is just such a clinical striker. He's just that guy. I remember something saying he trained 9 months just with a left foot in training. That is crazy. Left foot only in training for 9 months. That's something I try and do as well. I try and do left foot only training sessions just because, I heard about that story. Made his left foot, pitch perfect. And now he can finish with the right. He can finish with the left. He's just one of the best strikers, He doesn't get much credit for it too. Just because he was on Tottenham for that long, not winning, the trophies. He really didn't get enough credit for how good of a striker he is. That placement was perfect. That was actually perfect placement by him. Nothing that Rossi could do, unfortunately, to stop that one. It's a bit unfortunate for the Flamengo goalkeeper. And now this is going to be Flamengo just trying to kick it forward. Really, they need some sort of chance here, some sort of breakaway. And it's not going to be the case because Bayern just cleaned that one up. Tart just kicks it back to Manu. Kane is probably one of the most complete strikers in the world. He just lacks pace, yeah, for sure. Kane, unfortunately, doesn't have the pace. That's why Elise, I think, works well with Kane, because Elise provides the assistable passes. Kane stays up the field. Elise drags the players forward, making him onside, passing through. And no problem, Kabir. Appreciate as well, tuning in. Yeah. W streams, This is now Lamer just getting a foul. 1 for Bayern. I'm thinking next season I'll stream every Real Madrid game. Like, I know most of you guys probably aren't Real Madrid fans. I don't know how many of you are. But next season I'll do all the Real Madrid games, all the Champions League games of importance, of course. I think I'll start with round of 16, all of them, because the group stage would be a bit too crazy doing all of those, especially when I'm in university. But yeah, I'm going to tell you one thing. With this team scoring 2 goals against Bayern, Flamengo is going to win the Libertadores. Yeah, that is for sure a possibility. You know how good Flamengo are playing in this game. Really, the scoreline doesn't really justify how good they've actually been playing. So yeah, for sure they can with this quality shown. Yeah, Wimbledon, I'll be for sure doing that one tomorrow. Be doing Wimbledon tomorrow, then I'll wait till the round of 16. I suggested to wait then, and then we can do a couple of round of 16 games of like important players that you guys recommend. Yeah, unfortunate. Yeah, the minus 5.5 from Patrick, but yeah, it's a 6-goaler now. Hi, Yamal. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. It's going to be a throw-in for Flamengo. Yeah, unfortunate. I mean, you also put, Bayern win and, Bayern go through. Well, I watched City versus Al Hilal. Pep, I'm watching every single game. Every single one. I'm watching all of them. The only one I'll watch a bit of is the one I'm going to travel to a different country. Some of you guys already know. So I'll watch half of it on the plane before takeoff. Half of it after we've taken off, once everything settles out. Hopefully it's an extra time game, so we have some more time to watch it there. And USA at 6 game. Oh, they have a game at 6. Oh, wow. I don't know what time that is for me, because for you it's at 6, but let's see. USA, let's see what time the fixture is. Yeah, it's at 4 a.m. Yeah, it's at 2 a.m. for me as well. Oh, it's the Halal game. Yeah, it's at 4 a.m. Yeah, no problem. I've watched all of them. Pep, I've watched all 45 games so far. I'm fine with a 4 a.m. game. There's been ones in the group stage that were at 2, that were at 4, they're at 6. I've been watching all of them. It's all good. But yeah, let's have a look here. Have I got that Manu 37 shirt yet? I haven't been to I haven't gone to the city just for the Manu shirt. No, unfortunately, I didn't go to the city for that. Kieran. Only Joe. Oh, yes. Yeah, I'm just copying that guy who keeps asking about that shirt. Yeah, I don't know why that guy thinks I've got, time to go to a city 5 hours away for one shirt and then come back. Like, I would try to. I'd love to get a shirt with a number on it, but yeah, I just don't have time. I gotta be honest. Yeah, it's crazy, We've already done 45. Might as well keep continuing. We've already got halfway through, But yeah, that USA game's at 2 a.m. for me, unfortunately, Yamal. So I don't think I can watch because I got to do the dog walk, then I got to go to sleep. So I can wake up for Wimbledon. Walsian will start. He is the best Esteval. Yeah. Walsian actually looks good for sure. He's looking good in the previous games. What other games did he play? I think he came on in a couple of games there. Yeah, he came on against LA. He got 7.8 rating, 1 goal. We saw that one. Canada versus Guat right now. Let's see. Let's have a look. Breton is better than... No, I don't take sides here. That's the risk of being. Was house money, small wager. No one's perfect at being if they are. Yeah, exactly. No one's perfect. But yeah, Canada, Guatemala on right now. It's 1-1. Wow. Jonathan David scored a pen. Ruben scored in the 69th minute. There was also a red card for Canada in the 45th plus 4th minute. Some triple substitutions coming on here. De La Cruz, Lucas, and Wallace Jan all coming on right now. There we go. Looks like Gerson's also coming off. We didn't see who came off then. I'll let you guys know when I get that information there. 2 yellows. Okay, I see. That's interesting. We need to automate the linesman. Yeah, the linesmen need automation. We need like a robot that tracks the final player. I'm sure that if the players wore a small wristband, then they'll be able to track it, No, no dissing, guys. Other people. I've seen all the wins I've won so far for this World Cup. Yeah, Patrick's won a lot. Yeah, for sure. He's been doing well. So W's. 2 out of 3 isn't bad at all. That's a 2/3 win percentage, which is very good. And yeah, let's see who's come on here. So it's going to be Nicolas De La Cruz. It looks like also who's come off. Jorginho's come off. Just trying to wait for the other people to show up that have come off. So far, I only know Jorginho's come off. You gotta go eat. No problem, Dorito Chip. Hope to see you at the dog walk as well. Hope to see you at the dog walk. Miami versus PSG, 4-0. Yeah, I know. We watched that game on the stream. That was, unfortunately, pretty bad for Miami first half. They did good in the second half. I gotta say, not conceding, but the first half was, decent from them. At least we're getting some goals now, we gotta say. So we got another player who's subbed off here. Sandro, Jorginho, and then we're just waiting for, yeah, the final one to be notified as who's come off here. Gerson, there. Sandro, Jorginho, Gerson. And replacing them would be Lucas, Wallacian, and De La Cruz. I'm not picking sides, Kabir. Why would I compare, subscribers? That's not nice. Harry Kane, just here on the ground. It looks like that he's just been injured or something here. I don't know if he's going to get a yellow card. I think maybe he is. Michael Oliver giving a yellow card. PSG to win the cup? Possibly. We'll have to wait and see. The linesman slows the game down unnecessarily. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it looks like Harry Kane might have got a yellow card there. Let's have a look. Because I was reading the comments. Yeah, yellow card. Harry Kane, yellow. Possibly PSG been looking good, Definitely now Bayern look not as great as they used to. I gotta say that their first game really was the best. I really had so much confidence in them, how they looked. But yeah, what do I think was the best save of this tournament? I'd say it's the Courtois when he did the double save against Pachuca. Second save where he outstretched his body. I got 3. First, I'll say them after this chance. Very good chance for Bayern to get a second goal. Okay, none. So, the best 3 saves for me. Courtois, double save against Pachuca. That was outstanding. That was so good. So, I agree with you there, Patrick. The second one, Bunu against Real Madrid. The off the bar, then it comes right in. He goes and punches that. Then he punches it again. That was great. And then Kobel against... I don't know who. It was Kobel against the first team in that group there. I forgot which one it was. Ustari was brilliant, but he didn't have like an iconic save. Let's see what game that was for Borussia Dortmund. That was the one against Fluminense, yeah. Kobel had a double save that I thought was so good. Yeah, the Fluminense game, yeah. That was the one I was talking about. Rossi. I don't know who was against, like Arias. I think he did the 2 shots. Neuer out in the midfield here. Just clears it out for a throw-in for Flamengo. 5 minutes left, regular time. Then probably, 3 minutes additional. 4 minutes. There's been a lot of stoppages, I've got to say. So maybe 4 minutes, 5 minutes. And now it's going to be Enrique. Ball coming in here. And it's just going to be defended nicely by the Bayern defense there. Really didn't make Stanisic flinch. And ball going all the way down to Lamer. Kabir, I mean, first of all, the McLaren teams both started in first. I mean, and they've been the most dominant, I've heard. So, probably it was a safe one. But second of all, I'm not comparing subscribers. I'm not comparing them. It's not nice. It's not a nice thing to do. Try and be a nice person, And this is now going to be a free kick for Flamengo. Musiala just does a foul there. He's actually surprised. He's actually getting a yellow card. Musiala, yellow card. Very surprised about that one. Didn't look too bad, but sure. Let's have a look. Yeah, okay, yellow. Fair enough. Don't know what bro was complaining about then when he's clearly, got a yellow card there. Yep, 100% yellow card. And it's going to be a free kick for Flamengo. 4 minutes left. 3.5 minutes, actually, technically, of regular time. I'd say about 9 minutes left of this game in total. I'll be surprised if there's less than that in terms of added time there. There's Neuer's save where he comes out into the halfway sort of area there. Out of the box, quite deep. They are saying handball. There is not even close to a handball. Literally hits the center of his chest there. So I don't know what the Flamengo fans are appealing for. And this is a quick play from Bayern. Lamer. Back to Upamecano. Now to Neuer. Manuel Neuer. Just very risky pass there. Top. Okay. This is now Neuer to Top. Cross coming out. And that seems to be cleaned up by Flamengo. And this is Flamengo now moving up the field. It's going to be a throw-in for them. Just cleaned out nicely by Stanisic. The German national team in 2014 was inspired by Flamengo's shirt for their jersey. Oh, 2014 German national team. Based on the 2 games today. Oh, wow, it actually is. It looks really nice. I did not know that, Victor Santos. Thank you so much for letting me know about that. Based on the 2 games today, PSG looks sharper than Bayern on and off the ball. Maybe the opposition plays a part in that, but I'd say PSG are the favourites in that game. Yeah, for sure, PSG are looking like they're going to be the favourites. Really now, to me, it just seems like Real Madrid are going to be challenging PSG in this, stage of the knockout. I do think Real Madrid, based off their last 2 games, I don't know what you guys are going to say about it, because, of course, I do support Real Madrid, so I'll be a bit more for them, but to me, it seems like they're being very good on form, technically. We'll have to see how they react with Kylian, of course, but, yeah, I don't know what you guys will say about their previous 2 games. They looked very sharp. We had a red card as well, and we were still playing better, and, we beat that Salzburg very, park the bus, ultra defensive play from them that they did against Halal as well. So, yeah, I'm very, very confident that Real Madrid can get this done. Honestly, we just have to perform against Juventus, of course, and then either Monterrey or Dortmund. And this is going to be now Fluminense just holding up some play at the back. They do need to start moving this ball forward with a little bit more pace. They've been pretty quick. I would say they haven't been, the slowest of teams moving the ball up the field. But it's just given away. Now it's going to be won by Stanisic. Bayern always in the mix. Can still go for the upset. Yeah, never count Bayern out. That is something you always have to do. Because Bayern, some games they just show up and some games they don't. Some games they're like, like this one, they're like, okay. in terms of, there was a couple of deflections. That was 4 goals. I mean, there's no doubt about it that they've been good in this game. But yeah, for sure, some games they just show up and absolutely annihilate a team. Hence Auckland. Hence, in the... I guess that was the only team really they annihilated in that part. But, even in the Bundesliga, they just come and show up and destroy. Premier is the richest league on the planet and for some reason can't automate some of the processes like those useless linesmen. Habis Faction real got a problem with the linesmen. Might have to... when you go to the games, the linesmen might be out for you, if they're watching this live stream. Any linesmen, present or future. It's going to be Lamer now with the ball. You have to be careful. They might jump you. It's now going to be... Now, Musiala just trying to find a 3-ball there. And it just doesn't work out. And Flamengo, 7 minutes additional. 7 minutes additional to get 2 goals here. Extra time. Dive by... Oh, no dive. Yellow card coming out. Collision. Michael Oliver is saying it's going to be a yellow card for Lamer. Looks like. Hope the robots take their jobs. Let's see. Is this a yellow card worthy? Ooh, there's a slight collision. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, there is a slight clipping. That's a yellow card for sure. I think Lamer gets a bit more injured, actually, though, because he gets a boot into his, knee, I think. And Thomas Müller is going to be coming off the bench here. Thomas Müller, surprised he hasn't started this game. I did think he would start and then, come off as a substitute for Musiala. But, yeah, Lamer is saying to Michael Oliver that he doesn't understand how it's a yellow card. But he's coming off, it looks like. Lamer might be subbed off for Thomas Müller. Müller getting ready to come off. And just waiting here. They're selecting the number. Someone's coming off for him. I don't know who it is. Someone is. Maybe it's Harry Kane. I thought it was Lamer. Maybe it's Harry Kane now. And we'll see in a second who came off for him. And it is going to be Harold coming off. Harry did do a good job there. 2 goals. Brilliant. He's actually shown up to this one with an 8.8. He should get player of the match. If you guys voted for player of the match, let me know that you voted for who you voted for. I would vote for Harry Kane. I'm actually going to vote myself. This is going to be the first game I ever vote. Play.fifa.com/Podem. Let's vote for Harold. Vote now. Let's see. Let's see who there is to vote for. Yeah, Harry Kane going to get my vote. I can't actually vote for him, though, because, the window's really small. Wait a second here. Hey, that's better. There we go. Voted as Harry Kane for me. My vote is in. So I don't know who you guys voted for, but I voted for Harold. 2 goals. You vote for the robots. Okay. I can see automated linesmen coming soon, But, it does take away jobs from the game, and, you need the second officials, I guess. For decision-making, I don't know. Because the second officials become first officials eventually, so I don't know if it takes jobs away or something. That's probably why it hasn't done already. You hope Monterrey wins. Would like to see someone new and different. I hope they do too, honestly. I hope Fluminense wins, and I hope that Monterrey win, because Monterrey should, be able to beat Dortmund. Dortmund haven't been looking great. Chance and Flamengo just kick straight over there. De La Cruz not with the best free kick. Actually looks like it's going to be a corner. Might be in a deflection. Yeah, and deflected away by Thomas Müller, so it is headed over. And cross. And it's just going to be another cross. And there is a very good chance. Did not expect that whirler to come through out of nowhere, but just out. It's going to be a goal kick for Manuel Neuer. And there's going to be about 3 minutes left of additional time. Smash like if you haven't already, guys. 3 minutes left of additional time here. The Flamengo fans are hoping they can get one more, 4-3. Close the gap a little bit. Potentially open up a possible, last-minute winner. equalizer, but we'll have to see. Mueller. I don't think it's going to happen, but yeah, they're trying to be hopeful here. If there's one thing I know about Bayern, is that they always play at full strength. I'm proud that my team lost by only 2 goals against such a strong opponent. Yeah, that's why I respect Bayern, honestly. They always try and play, to the best of their ability, to their full capacity. Sort of like what City were doing as well. So yeah, that is a good achievement. Flamengo really showing some dominance in this game at certain points. Very, very good, coming back from those 2-0 down early on. Retaining, some fight into this game, some flair. Kimmich is down. He's holding his hamstring. That's not that great. That is not great for Bayern at all if Joshua Kimmich is injured. Looks like he's back up. He was holding his hamstring there for a little bit. And cross going over to the left side, and it's just headed away by Wesley. Still with Bayern. Top. Upamecano. And now Elise just not able to control Upamecano's to Tart's long ball. Company is telling his team just to go full on defense here because there's no point in really attacking, with 1 minute remaining. And that is nice defense. Is actually almost given away there by Jonathan Tart, but of course his defense has been brilliant this game. And Bayern just playing around the back. 30 seconds left of this one. And here we go. Here's a very good chance. And it could be Musiala. Nope. Denied. Rossi, brilliant save to make it away from a 5-2. It was actually Sané. Sané should have put that away. Let's be honest there. Thought it was Musiala from that angle, but no, Sané. I was going to say Musiala wouldn't have missed that, but yeah. Sané did. Free kick for Bayern. And there's there's no time left. This is the final play. It's free kick. Here we go. Let's see how they end it. Looks like that Olise will be taking. Let's see, is there going to be a goal at the end here? Is Fluminense just going to keep it a 2-0 deficit? 2-goal deficit there. Not 2-0. And it's going to be a free kick for Fluminense. There's no time left, so I don't really know what the point of this might be. Olise is really troubling to possibly get a yellow card. He should be pretty careful there. And Rossi is just going to play that short. Michael Oliver should call any second now. Still letting play go on. And there we go. Full time. We went over by, a couple of minutes there, but 1 minute actually only. And there we go. Full time there. Both coaches embracing there. That was a good one for them. And it will be Bayern versus Paris Saint-Germain in the quarterfinals. And what a game. I got to say, that was a very enjoyable one. Very, very enjoyable. A lot of goals. 6 goals. And yes, PSG versus Bayern. Palmeiras versus Chelsea. Now we're just waiting for the remaining fixtures, which will be coming up, very soon. But let's read the stats before we end up here. So, 51% possession for Flamengo. 1.37 expected goals. 12 total shots. 3 on target. 3 big chances. 2 big chances missed, 402 passes with an 88% accuracy, 18 fouls committed, and 4 corners. For Bayern Munich, 49% ball possession. We had 0.91 expected goals, 8 total shots, 4 on target, 2 big chances, 1 big chance missed, 385 accurate passes, 86% accuracy, 19 fouls, and 4 corners. Harry Kane won superior player of the match, the player I voted for, so W's that we got the player of the match picked out there. 2 goals he scored. But otherwise, that is all, guys, today for the football. We are going to be streaming the dog walk coming up. I promise I won't forget and we'll actually do it. It is going to be late, so it won't be too long, but I will do it. Thank you, everyone who was tuning in. Make sure, like and sub up. Really do appreciate all of you guys who do that because the channel is growing every day because you guys. If Harry becomes a world champion via the Club World Cup, I'll be happy for him. Yeah, same. I'll actually be happy for him too, I do like when Harry gets a trophy. It really just puts a smile on my face, especially when he lifted the Bundesliga. Wholesome moment. But yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys for joining the stream, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye. Good night for some of you, or have a nice rest of your day. Let's go. W's.